staff. Merrick Houston, his at bat in the third was, obviously a huge momentum swing for us with 2 strikes. He doubles down the line. We get on the board and, and JJ gets 2-out RBI later that inning. And then later, in his next at bat, hits a 2-run home run to give us kind of spread us out a little bit. So, obviously Merrick Houston, really great day today. Thought we had some great situational at bats, second and third with nobody out twice. And we just, we moved guys over and then got them in. I mean, that's what you need to do in those at bats. So really good team at bats, and, offensively, we only struck out twice today, walked 7 times, really pleased with that. And then obviously Michael Massey at the end. But defense was also the story. Big double play in the first was a big play. The Brock Wilken play down the line, with nobody out in the, the 4th or 5th was a really big play. And, and then Rhett made a really good pitch to get Morales to ground into a double play. So again, really happy in all phases, offensively, defensively, and on the mound. It's a good team win.
I couldn't help but notice when Merrick hit his a moonshot home run that one of the happiest guys in the dugout spilled onto the field was Brock Wilken, who was literally jumping up and down with joy. What does that say when you see your leader like that and embrace Merrick his first collegiate home run in that spot?
Yeah, I mean, I just love that. I mean, again, Brock's done a really great job helping Merrick grow up and kind of get used to college baseball at this level. And, they're playing together on the left side of the infield. They're from near each other, close to their hometown. Brock was a big reason that Merrick chose Wake Forest because of the pre-existing relationship. So again, Brock's been a great mentor and somebody who, has been a good leader for this club all year.
Early in the game, Rhett had some runners get on base and had to work himself out of trouble in the first 3 innings. But then after that, he seemed to kind of put in cruise control. What did you like about his performance and pitching his way out of those early game runners on base?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he just battled. Again, he got a big double play in the first. I think that was a huge play, in the game. Merrick, that's not an easy play. Merrick stuck. I mean, that ball had to be hit 105 miles an hour at least. And Merrick stuck with it and had good tempo on the feed to second base. So, and I was worried about Rhett early, not worried about him, but, his pitch count was getting high, through 3 innings, his pitch count was at 54. And I'm thinking to myself, man, we might only get 5 out of Rhett today and have to burn some more bullpen pieces than we want. But, to your point, in the 5th, 6th, and 7th, really low pitch count innings and kind of settled in and really started to pitch. Early in the game, maybe a little too ramped up and wasn't pitching as much, but made pitches when he needed to.
Did you ever ponder throwing him out there for the 8? He's only like 92 or 93.
We talked about it. It was at 89 by our count. And, we talked about it. And, we almost let him face the 8 and the 9 guy in that inning. And then would have had somebody ready for the top of the order if it went more than 10 or 11. But, with Clemson coming on Thursday, it just made more sense to, kind of save those bullets and, with a short week coming up.
Yeah, to that point about what we were saying with Rhett earlier, specifically in the bottom of the second, when there was a base runner on second, Rhett 3 straight strikeouts to get out of the inning, and it seemed like that was a really big turning point for the team. It kind of woke up, the bats, but also just woke up the dugout as well. It got really loud. I mean, how big is that to have that, the response, but also what it means to the team, that fire?
Yeah, for sure. Especially the way the guy got on second base and, kind of dumped one down the right field line and, again, Rhett, that's why he's returning, the ACC pitcher of the year last year. I mean, he just, that's what he does. He makes big pitches in big situations. And I think he got those 3 strikeouts on 10 pitches. So not only did he get 3 strikeouts, but he did it economically, which again, as we're worried about pitch count, was huge.
You might have lost a few fans, I think, maybe with the switch to 8 o'clock start time, but this is a pretty nice crowd at the couch. Did you enjoy the atmosphere that was brought tonight by Deacon Nation?
Yeah, I really did. I mean, the crowd showed up today, and they were engaged from the first pitch to all the way to the last. I was kind of fired up to see them, cheering for that last out and getting on their feet and really pulling for their deeks. So, it's a great environment here, and our ball club played well. So it was a good day all around.
Certainly missed Adam Cecere batting 5 holes, the bases loaded early in the game. What's his status? What should we expect moving forward?
Yeah, it's just impossible to say at this point. I mean, he's telling people he's going to DH against Clemson and play left field against NC State, but I don't know that Jeff Strom agrees with that. So, at this point, it's just kind of week to week. He's certainly not going to play this weekend or on Tuesday against High Point, and then we'll make a decision headed into Clemson.
Hamstring, I said.
Yeah, hamstring in the middle part of the hamstring, not low or high, just kind of right in the middle.
Thoughts on Lucas Costello today? I mean, as a pinch hitter, really successful, going 2 for 2, just what he brings to the line, especially with necessity now.
Yeah, it brings a different dimension. I mean, you saw him bunt for a hit in a big situation, get an RBI with 2 outs there again to help us spread the lead a little bit, and then had another good at bat, as you said later, and is a really good defender. I mean, when we got Bennett, Hawkins, and Costello out there, it's kind of a no-fly zone. So, it definitely adds another dimension.
Gio Cueto, once again, give you some good at bats. He was pretty excited about getting hit by the pitch early on. I've never seen someone show that much fire about taking a hit by the pitch.
Yeah, this is Miami's his hometown, so it's a little extra special to Gio. He knows a bunch of those guys on that team. So I loved his energy today. I thought he handled Rhett really well. And and again, like you said, had big at bats, had the hit by pitch, came around to score, had the single off the right field wall and then came around and scored a Merrick's, home run. He barreled a ball to the right center gap. So, really had good at bats all day.
Looks like Miami, although they got beat up a little bit by your offense, they were also fairly economical on the pitching staff, and looks like they saved some arms for the last 2 games. What does that mean for the way this series sets up for Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Chestnut's one of their better guys, and hopefully, I don't know that he'll be able to come back this weekend, but he's a tough kid, so maybe. But I would have liked to seen us, kind of burn another guy, but but again, give credit to Chestnut. He went out there and kind of battled and got outs and had a couple quick innings there at the end.
To that point about the bullpen, with those 2 innings, is there a shot he comes back for Sunday, or is he gonna?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think Massey will be available Sunday if we need him. Again, we've still got some pieces we feel really good about between Keener, Rowland, and Nas. But yeah, I think we'd have Massey on Sunday if we needed him.
And then you talked about big at bats for the team, but especially at the top of the lineup, those big at bats at times were walks. You need that with Tommy Hawk getting 2, Kurtzy with 3, Wilkin with 2. I mean, that plate discipline is something you probably have to be pleased with, right?
Really pleased. That's one of the things I brought up after the game with the guys, in our walks, and the guys behind those walks, then did something. We had some 2-out RBIs. Brock had a 2-out RBI behind a Kurtz walk. JJ had a 2-out RBI behind a Brock walk. So we managed to make those walks hurt, which is big.
Anything on Zoom for Coach?
Yeah, Tom, you mentioned the energy that and the momentum change that Rhett provided with the 3 strikeouts. It seemed like the 8 and 9 guys come through the charge into your bench too. Is that a sign that you never know where it's going to come from, and the depth that you've got this year, that you got to pay attention to everything you guys do?
Well, for sure. I mean, I think the 2 things speaking to the depth we have this year are, one, we got 2 of our everyday players out right now between Lee and Cesari. And we've had Cueto step right in and been playing well, and Costello, Corona, that combination came in and had 3 knocks between the 2 of them today. And then on the mound, same thing with the loss of McGraw and Wade. We've had Sean Sullivan step right into that role, and Massey pick up those bullpen innings that that Sully was supposed to get.
Yes. Yep. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
I appreciate it.